Welcome back to the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajit. As Big Boy Braz with us, we got Thanos back on the podcast. The Raptors take another L on the road against the Chicago Bulls to make it 5 straight. I think, I don't remember the last time they were like 5 games under 500 this deep into the season. Probably, I would say it's probably around the 2013 season, right? Before they made the trade for Vasquez and all those guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, the Raptors, another game shorthanded. No OG, no Pascal Siakam, and no Fred VanVleet. The two highlights we can talk about that really frustrated me the most about yesterday's game was all towards the end of the game in that fourth quarter. Denzel Valentine started hyping like he was in the finals, making the biggest shots of his life. And then that ref acting like an emotional lesbian, teeing up Kyle Lowry and sending him off for just lightly throwing the ball at a timeout. So I want to ask you, Anujan, how do you feel? Do you agree with me?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the most frustrating part was the ref. I didn't really care about Denzel Valentine because, like anyone would do that, right? Especially if they have a lead like that and they're shooting threes like that as well. But yo, man, like the past 5 games, just watching it is so depressing now, like because we're undermanned. And like I don't know, just like I'm not in it anymore to watch it until like those guys come back, right? It's like we're just losing games at this point to like what, under 500 teams when we should be winning it.
I do want to say this before I toss it to you. The Raptors have not obviously been this many games under 500 for a really long time, and you've talked about this in the past in previous podcasts where OG Raptor fans have been here, seen this, and done that. And, it's only the bandwagoner fans that kind of haven't been through this phase because we've been spoiled for the last 7 years.
For sure.
So it's normal, but abnormal at the same time.
For sure.
Do you see this coming to an end even when the guys come back, or do you feel like this is just one of those lost seasons for us where the Raptors are just going to have to go with the flow and hopefully get a solid draft pick, maybe make a couple of trades, a couple of new signings in the offseason?
To be honest, yeah, like right now we should think about like, because I know when those 3 guys come back, we will turn stuff around. I know, like, because the biggest problem with our game right now is like our defense is kind of weak, right? Why are all these teams hitting the threes? Because no one's contesting. Why isn't no one contesting? We're just too slow to contest, right? Like there were players where Aaron Baines easily could put his hand up and like contested a shot. Just stood there like a scarecrow and did jack shit, right? Like didn't put his body up front, right? There were plays where like I think it was like Bembry or Stanley Johnson, and they were just too slow to get to the ball, right? And like even off those screens, right? Like they were trailing the ball dribbler, right? They were like I just feel like the B team or the mob squad is like too slow, right, to keep up. So like when these guys do come back, we will like be able to compete again. But yeah, I guess like now we should decide, are we gonna turn our season around and fight back and like aim for the 8th, maybe higher, or are we gonna just tank it, right? And I doubt we'll tank it, but I think we'll resurrect and we'll figure it out. But yeah, like you said, like if when they come back and we're not on the positive note, I guess then it's time to think about the draft pick.
I don't feel like this organization would pull a Philly movement and tank for the season just to get a high draft pick, because our scouting squad organization as a whole usually find talent deep in the draft. And I don't feel like I think we've instilled that winning culture too much to the extent where even the players on the roster would not be willing to go down like that. Real question is, do we pull a Golden State for a season, and do we think about, is it really worth the Raptors to try to make the playoffs and get one of those lower seeds to get bounced out in the first round? Or do we just kind of miss the playoffs, get a higher pick, and kind of revamp our roster, keep the core, the young guys that they signed to a long-term deal, and figure out the rest with the other pieces that are on expiring deals, or trading them maybe in a sign and trade for more assets or younger assets to kind of grow our team in the right direction and start over kind of?
I would love to
Sure.
do the Golden State thing where they did it because of injuries, right? But I mean, like, I feel like that move would be solid for us because,
Yeah.
like, honestly, like, we're not gonna, to be honest, we're probably gonna be a first round exit, maybe best second round. But like, I honestly, I don't know. I don't mind seeing it, but like, I mean, I'd rather get a solid pick for this upcoming draft because of the talented players this year, and just do what Golden State is doing. Just pretty much just work from there.
I just don't want it to be a situation where it's like Kyle Lowry's last season and he doesn't resign with us, right? Because even with the Bulls game, right, this guy was the reason why we kind of were in it. Uh, Obviously, like our team as a whole didn't step up in the sense that defense was off, shots weren't being made, and just terrible play calls. But Kyle Lowry was the backbone, right? Like he was hitting those shots, he was leading it, he was him and Powell. Powell had a good game too, but yeah, like I don't want it to be a situation where we do what Golden State does and we lose Kyle Lowry, right? Because I don't want to lose him to free agency or whatever. I want to keep him and continue to rebuild or do what I said, what Warriors did, get a good draft pick that missing piece, and then continue where we left off in 2019, 2020.
I don't know if we're gonna lose that many games like Golden State did the prior year, but
Mhm.
what I can say is that Kyle Lowry has been the backbone, the heart and soul of this roster, and you don't want him going out on a bad season like this and either getting traded at the deadline or walking away in free agency. But I feel like if he doesn't get traded at the deadline in 10 days, I feel like there's a high chance that he's going to re-sign with the Raptors and he's going to stay with our core of OG, Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, and they're more than likely going to either keep Norman Powell and sign him to a real long-term deal or put him in a sign and trade and get a guy like maybe Victor Oladipo or someone in the offseason. And I do want to get back to the game because, you know, just like the Charlotte game from the prior day, there weren't a lot of positives. If Kyle Lowry and Norman Powell weren't there, this would have been like a 40-point mercy. Those guys kept us in it, even though we were down a few times during the game by as much as 11 points, I believe, until the fourth,
Yeah.
where Washington just, not Denzel Washington, Denzel Valentine blew it out with three straight threes to go on his own 9-0 run and then blew up the lead to like 18 points.
Mhm.
But till then, they were still in it to try and steal the game. But they just didn't have enough offensive power, and a lot of the bench pieces really didn't come through.
One positive note is that Levine didn't play well that
Yeah,
game. Like, I was surprised. I thought he'd drop at least 20, 30 points that game, but he only dropped, what, 9 points? 11 points, I think.
He dropped 9 in the meaningful minutes, and then by the end of it, he had like 15.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, but still, it was still solid. Like, we held him down.
One thing I noticed, Braz, before you go in, offensive rebounding was an issue this game. All I remember seeing was Patrick Williams is continuing to get offensive rebounds,
yeah,
giving them second possessions. And him as a rookie, he set a career high for himself in points, and he was definitely a factor in that game to kind of help them get the W.
for sure. No, I agree.
And overall, I feel like the Raptors had their chances to make it a game and to come back, but the offensive woes the offensive droughts that we had in certain parts of the game, it really killed us. We're getting completely blown out.
Norm just started putting up these numbers, right? Like, he wasn't really doing it from before. Larry's the backbone, obviously.
When we get 20 piece from Norman Powell, Fred VanVleet, and Pascal each, it's more than likely we have a really good chance of winning a game
Yeah, yeah.
against any team. I do want to get into the actual details of the game, but Braz, did you want to say something before I do that?
No, there's just too much emotions, or like there's too much, like you know what I mean. Like I can say
Yeah.
so much, but like, what am I like it was already covered, right? So
Our defensive lapses are obviously is obviously the main reason we're losing a lot of these games,
mhm.
and the pecking order because our main guys aren't there. Those guys that get limited minutes are not used to getting those type of minutes, and when they get put up one level higher into the starting lineup or in the second row, they're not comfortable being with each other to cover each other's mistakes on those
Yeah.
defensive lapses, right?
Yeah.
And that's why, like, you see a lot of these perimeter shots not being contested because a lot of the guys don't know where to cover for the other guy. And I feel like that's a major key reason to why.
And it goes back to a complication of our defense, right? A lot of these guys are still like trying to figure this shit out, right? So,
Yeah.
but Henry Elson, I thought he was good.
Yeah,
He was all right.
he drove to the basket a couple of times, got fouled. I think he hit a three.
He hit 1-3.
Yeah. So in back-to-back games, he hit 1-3 each. But I did want to get into the actual stats before we get into the individual ones. The Raptors for the night only shot 38% from the field. They were 34 for 90. The Chicago Bulls shot 45% from the field, 44 of 97 for the night. Three-pointers really killed us. The Raptors only shot 27%, 12 of 45 from beyond the arc. And Chicago didn't really do any better. They also shot 27% for 12 of 44 from beyond the arc. So one less attempt. But I felt like even in that first quarter, bro, like as bad as we were only trailing 6 and we shot 24% from the field in that first quarter. And at the half, we were only shooting 36%. So, like, as much as we talk shit about the defense, I felt like our defense was kind of a little factor there that kept us together. I mean, they were also missing open shots, but, for the most part, we kept it competitive in the first half.
Yeah.
Our defense was there, but like obviously we've seen better defense from our squad, right? That's why we were kind of harsh on it. But yeah, and also we didn't capitalize on those plays where we should have went and got those baskets. There's a lot of factors at the end.
Yeah, but no disrespect to Chicago and stuff, but like they're not really known as a defensive team.
For sure.
So I mean, they only have offensive power. I don't see any defense. So I felt like we had a good chance of winning this game. Levine didn't even score that many points, so that we had obviously a good chance of winning, right?
If you didn't watch this game and you just saw what Levine had as a total for the game, the amount of points he had for the game, you would have thought that the Raptors won this game.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
But the other guys stepped up, and that's why, like, their team, when Levine was down, everyone else was doing their part to help them win this game. The Raptors, though, oh my God!
Bro, you see the rebounding? That's what I'm looking at. I was just about to say that. Oh my God, bro!
60 to 38, a minus 22. 60 to 30, bro. 60 to 38, a minus 22. Bro, our bigs. Where were our bigs last night?
I don't know where Baines was.
Offensive rebounds, they were a +7. We were a -7, 14 to 7. Assists, they were a +12. They had 35 assists. We only had 23. Steals, we were a -1. They had 6. We had 5. Blocks, we were even, 7 apiece. Turnovers was really low yesterday. We only had 12. They had 11, but they were still a +1. And fouls, for the most part, we were pretty close. We had 22 and they had 20. But rebounding, you just see it.
We're missing that 5, right? We're missing a 5 that can grab those boards, that can like facilitate, be a big body, right? And it kind of shows you presence in today's stats and rebounds, right? 36 to what? 12? You said 12 to 16, right?
What rebounding?
Difference in rebounds.
22 is a difference. 60 to 30.
22. Like how crazy is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that shows you that the biggest element that we are missing is rebounding. So yeah, like once we fix this, we should be fine. And the Lakers are trying to end waves with Marc Gasol. So if he becomes available,
yeah, I was just about to say that right now.
one of my boys said it's time to bring in Drummond. Marc Gasol's not going to fix our rebounding. He was never a good rebounder to begin with.
Yeah, I don't mind. It's bring at this point, anything, man. Get Aaron Maines out of there.
Marc Gasol. There's one thing he will bring if it's not rebounding is facilitating for the second unit. Like those guys that cut like Terrence Davis, Norman Powell and stuff. Like he can create offense for those guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind bringing him off the bench.
Yeah, the top scorers for the Chicago Bulls was Patrick Williams, the rookie, the number 4 pick in the 2020 draft. 23 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists in 26 minutes, and he had a steal and a block. Thaddeus Young played the center for them today. In 22 minutes, he had 10 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. And Zach LaVine seems like he did something, but he really didn't. He was pretty much non-existent in this game. In 33 minutes, he had 15 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. All their starters were I think they had 9 guys in double figures. Lauri Markkanen, 32 minutes. Lauri Markkanen, 32 minutes, he had 13.7 rebounds and assists, a steal and a block. Kobe White, 27 minutes, he had 13 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists.
Hold on, wait,
and a
before you
block.
go. Kobe White, and I think someone else, I think it was Carter Jr. were benched before the game. And like
Yeah.
boom, they came out.
I mentioned this in the last podcast that they were switching up the lineup to get a W because they were on a losing streak too coming into this
Smart
game.
move though.
Yo,
Otto Porter,
we should bench our whole starting roster and put like all these scrums on the starting. Let's see what happens.
Otto Porter in 21 minutes had 11.7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Denzel Valentine, bro, that guy hit 3 threes in the fourth quarter and blew this game over. And he in 19 minutes had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. And Wendell Carter Jr. in 18 minutes had a double-double, 12 points, 11 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block. And bro, when you have that many starters and that many players overall get double digits for you, more than
That's
likely
a guaranteed win.
Yeah, you're gonna win that game. And for the Raptors, there was only 3 guys who were in double figures, and I'm not gonna list the rest of the guys because they were pretty much non-existent for us. Kyle Lowry in 36 minutes had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal. Norman Powell in 37 minutes had 32 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal and a block. And Chris Boucher in 26 minutes had 17 points, 4 rebounds, a steal and a block. Everyone else was single digits, didn't do jack shit, didn't even feel like they were on the floor. It felt like we were playing 2-on-5 the whole night. 2-on-6 maybe because the referee was also on their side.
Bro, can I say something? Like, why did they even start Terrence Davis last night? Like,
they thought that Bembry coming off the bench might boost up the bench unit. But last season, Terrence Davis had a career high against Chicago when he scored 31 points. So maybe they thought that might be a confidence booster for him.
So one thing I want to say was like, I'm pretty upset and disappointed with Terrence Davis. Man, like I don't know what's going on, but like few of his plays that he had last night were like all about I. He'll drive to the basket with like 2 guys there. He'll drive and like, or he makes 2 passes or stupid turnovers. Like I don't know what's going on, but he's got to snap out of it because like it's just too much selfish plays.
He's to add on to your point, like he's getting the minutes, man. Like he should, bro. Like I don't know what's going on with it, but he should really like he should use those minutes wisely. Like I know he's on a slump right now, but like if you're getting a starting position, you got to show up more. You can't just put up 6 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, like 2 for 9, bro. Like
and like you said, in those like when you're getting 20 plus minutes, you need to put up at least double digits, right?
Yeah, at least 10 points would be fine, bro. Like just
you're talking about Terrence Davis. Did you see Paul Watson?
Yo, I was going to talk about Paul Watson. Yo,
27, yeah.
Like 27 minutes, he only had 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists.
And he hits those threes like when he comes on garbage minutes. So I don't know why he's hitting threes in proper minutes.
It's his mindset. He's tripping out.
There's no pressure when there's garbage minutes.
Until we get our starters back, we're not going to have that many positives to talk about. I do want to get right into who we're throwing under the bus. And honestly, excluding Lowry, Boucher, and Norman Powell, I feel like it should be a full pack bus for this.
Yeah, it should be the fucking. Sorry. It should be the. I'm just so heated, man. It's just like you should just put the whole bench on the bus.
I agree.
Just throw the whole bench on the bus.
Let's get the whole let's get the whole Magic bus going, bro.
Yeah.
Magic school bus. Come on, a full field trip ready to go. Star player of the game on a loss.
Guys, though, the 3 guys you just mentioned, give it to them.
Yeah, trifecta. Yeah,
just give it to the 3 guys that were scoring double digits.
You know, with all that pressure on them, they're still producing for us with the undermanned roster. So yeah, we'll put those 3 guys as the star players, the trifecta for the night. But the rest of the roster, Aaron Baines, Stanley Johnson, Terrence Davis, Paul Watson, and DeAndre Bembry, they're all on that bus. I'm gonna leave Ellenson off the bus for now because in 20 minutes. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Put him on the bus too. He's 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Come on, bro.
Apparently Drummond might be signing with the Lakers or the Nets.
If he gets bought out, because no one can match the contract.
There's no way he's getting thing. There's no way he's getting signed on the Nets, bro. If he goes on the Nets, bro, just cancel the season, man. At this point.
No, he said Lakers, not Nets.
No, he said Nets too.
Lakers and Nets.
Oh, Lakers.
He said Lakers and Nets.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna buy him out. I mean, I think someone's gonna try to jump in to get him. I think the Raptors might. If it's just a second round pick and a player off the end of our bench, do it, bro. Because you said John Henson, Brandon Knight, and a second round pick. Is that what got Andre Drummond?
No, yeah, John Henson and Brandon Knight.
And a second round pick, right?
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts on this game before we end the segment?
We got to win. We need to win.
I'm just hoping that that our starters come back on Wednesday. We need them.
Come back healthy too.
Yeah, we gotta try and end this 5-game losing streak. On Wednesday, we face the Detroit Pistons for a quick redemption match. Hopefully, we get most of our starters back, if not all of them, and we owe them one. I want to see a beatdown, and we got to be the ones giving them the beatdown on Wednesday night. Dwayne Casey, I'm sick and tired of seeing him smile, beating us every time since the Raptors fired him.
For sure.
I'd rather see Siakam spin around in circles on the court than watch this.
Yeah, you know how
honestly, I know.
Comes back against the Detroit Pistons. You know how good he plays against them.
I know.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this podcast. Appreciate it for everybody tuning in. If you enjoyed the podcast, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'll be back Wednesday night, hopefully, to talk about a more positive game, a W after such a long time. Till then, stay blessed, stay woke, and please stay safe. Peace.